Welcome back to the Teacher's Wake Up Call with Madame la Prof. It's been a bit, I know. Last week I did not post as much content as I anticipated. Was I busy? Yes. Was there an exam? Yes. Was I in Quebec City? Yes. I tried uploading a video. I was successful in uploading it to Instagram, but apparently it was 2 seconds too long to be considered a short for YouTube. So I'm going to upload it anyway. It's going to be a 3-minute video, but it gives you an idea of what happened that day. We went to Quebec City because we needed to, well, I don't want to say we needed to. At the leadership event that we had at the end of April, students voted on 2 motions. One was increasing the number of students on governing board. Right now there's only 2, and they're hoping to have parity and have as many students as there are teachers and parents, because there would be greater impact when voting in issues that concern them at school. So there was that, and there was safety and security in schools, increasing, making it a priority for the government. So we were hoping to meet the education minister last week and present these motions in a lovely booklet. Shout out to Sandra, who made it all happen, who prepped a beautiful booklet that we were given. Unfortunately, the education minister was not in last Thursday. He had another engagement precisely at the time at which we arrived in Quebec City in his writing. So he could not meet us. But we met his right-hand person, basically in charge of communications, and a lovely, lovely lady. And she assured us that yes, the minister was going to be getting exactly, he's going to be getting the document that we prepped for him. That being said, there was a news report regarding the leadership event at the end of April, and I only found out about this. I saw the article, but I didn't read all of it because it was literally at the very end of the article. There was someone who reported that the students who were present at the leadership event, all 600 students, were in favor of the cell phone ban. And it was totally misinterpreted and totally almost fabricated, dare I say, because what was said was not even remotely close to what was reported in the article. Basically, one of the organizing committee members basically said, whatever decision happens, they better consult us. I'm paraphrasing, okay? So basically, we were saying we want to be part of the decision-making process. And then the journalist claimed that we said that, I said as if I'm a student. The students said that they were in favor, which is not true at all. So there was a lot of communication between one of the school boards and the newspaper saying, that's not quite what happened. Please correct that, because we don't want the minister to think that we voted, like the students voted for this. And in fact, when the students found out that this journalist did that, they were pretty upset. I was upset because the education minister claimed that he got the consensus from all parties, and I think I mentioned it in a previous video. You can't talk about consensus from all parties when you don't even include those who are targeted by said ban, but I digress. So last week, Quebec City, big, huge. It was a lovely outing. It was a lovely outing. My students wrote their French exam too. That was the day before. I did not see the week go by. You know, we have moments like that in the year where you blink and holy crap, it's already Friday. And that was my week last week. My birthday was on Tuesday. The French exam for Français Langue Seconde Base was on Wednesday. Quebec City on Thursday. And Friday was the only quasi-normal day. Yeah. So I say quasi-normal, but it was pretty much the most normal of all of the days that week. And even that day went by so quickly. So to get back to the French exam, I know I'm jumping from one point to another. I think the French exam was a success. Out of 27 students, 4 failed, but that's only one component. So when you fail an exam, you don't necessarily fail the class. So 4 students did not pass that exam. Does that mean they fail the year? No. But they're how can I put this? Their failures were not catastrophic failures, and in some respects, for some students, I was expecting them to not succeed that well because they are in particular situations. So all in all, I'm kind of happy. I'm kind of happy because out of 27, only 4. I've had worse results in the past. I remember a particular batch of students circa 2012, I think. Oh my Lord, oh. It wasn't pretty. I think half of my class that year failed. But that was like over 10 years ago. So I think the students did well. The topic, I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about the topic. Well, it's public now because the students wrote the exam. The topic was happiness. So when you get the booklet, okay, and you see happiness on the booklet, you're like, what in the floof, what in the philosophical stuff is this? It's not a bad topic. It's just how are they going to work this with the students, because you have to find topics that hopefully will connect with the students. Actually, it wasn't too bad. They talked about animal therapy. They talked about going on adventures, like this woman who at 60 decided to drop everything and walk across Quebec, which makes me think about that Instagrammer, Omar Nock, who decided to go from Egypt to Japan without flying. You know, made me think about that. So I'm going to be showing that tomorrow to my students, and telling them, look, it's not just here. They talked about having roommates and how to be happy with roommates and happiness at work. So like the topics, the theme seemed a bit sus, but the articles worked. So that's the angle that they worked on, and I'm happy. It means that there's stuff that we can work with in preparing the students for the other 2 exams, which are the reading exam, the writing exam and the oral exam. And those are happening in 2 weeks. So that being said, it was a busy week. This week, it's really slow because you've got the English exam happening. So I'm trying to play catch up with other things because I'm not teaching 3 of my classes. Doesn't mean I'm not working. I'm invigilating the exam, and I do have a grade 10 class that I have to prep for their exam. But it is kind of like the calm that was much needed after the chaos that I had last week and the week before. Is it going to be like this until the end of June? I don't know. It's my first time in this school at this time of year. How is it going to be? I don't know. But I'm sure it'll be lovely. It'll be lovely as long as I've got my coffee. Have yourselves an awesome day. I got some work to do.